What's up, vintage comic fans? Fens the Spook coming at you from the month of September. First video here in a little while. Kind of want to do something a little bit different. Wanted to showcase my Vampirella collection. I don't have a ton of stuff, but I think what I have is pretty cool. You know, it might interest a few folks. So this video's, quite obviously going to contain a statue. I don't do a lot of statue collecting, so this is not something that's going to be going on in too many videos. I do have a few others. I'm waiting for a special time to showcase those though, because they're kind of a little bit more rare. This is a limited edition statue here, so I guess we'll go ahead and just bring this up a little bit. This is one of the no one get too far there. One of the Women of Dynamite series that they started doing, which are pretty incredible looking. The Jungle Girl's another really good looking one. The Red Sonja looks cool. I think this is the first one that's been actually released, though. I think the others are just mock-ups, so if you Google them, you're just going to see, images. This one changed quite a bit from the preview, I suppose, that you saw in the catalog. I was actually a little upset when I saw that, it came and it didn't look like it was advertised to, which they put a disclaimer, but it still catches you off guard. But the other one is a little bit more anime looking, and I'm actually kind of pleased with this. This comes back a little more, I don't know, I won't say serious or anything, because I don't know that you can call Vampirella. I'm trying to give you a glimpse of the whole thing here. I don't know that you can call Vampirella serious per se, but I don't know anybody can say they're a Vampirella collector with a straight face, you know what I mean? But yeah, so it's a cool statue, so I guess this video will serve as both a review of the statue and a showcase of the collection. The statue's limited edition. It's out of 1969, or 1969, which is the year Vampirella made her appearance. So it's pretty cool. It's a nice limited edition. It's kind of why I went for it. And I know it's, I don't even know if I should say this, but I'm going to. I feel like this statue is more tasteful than most Vampirella statues. I do have a wife, and I do have to keep things within reason here. So this one passed the mustard, I suppose you could say. She was okay with it, so it wasn't too ridiculous, and I think the sculpting is good. The painting was kind of I don't know, mediocre, I think. Like you can see here, I'll try to tilt it so you can see the tops of the boots are painted flesh color. So I don't know, and there's you won't be able to catch this, but there's like a couple of weird black marks inside the cape, and I don't know it. If you look close enough, which you won't be able to in this video, you'll see that there's just, I don't know, it's hand painted, but there's still some mold lines on it, from where it was cast and things. So I don't know, it's not the cleanest job I've ever seen. So I don't know, B-, C+ in terms of that. No real ugliness though, like no big paint gobs missing or on the wrong place, so nothing like that. I couldn't say I'm disappointed, but I certainly expected it to be a little better. It was sold as being cold cast porcelain. It's pretty much just plastic though. The cape is just 100% plastic. The model itself is cold cast porcelain, but if you look that up, it's basic. Again, I'm totally ignorant on this. I'm just kind of giving you back what I read quickly. I'll spin it one more time so you can get another view of the whole thing. Cold cast porcelain is where they just mix in a porcelain powder to a resin compound. And basically, depending on the grade of the porcelain powder, it can come out a lot more plasticky or a lot more porcelain. Those other statues I have that I alluded to showing at a different time are cold cast porcelain, and they are much harder, much heavier. This, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this or not, but that's, if you tap it, you can hear the plastic. It's not porcelain by really anybody's definition, except maybe in the most technical sense. Maybe there's like a few grains of porcelain in it, but overall, I don't know. Again, I got it for cheaper than retail price. It is limited edition, so I can't complain. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool overall. I don't know that I would order another statue from this line, again, because I was a little bit disappointed with the painting. I don't know if they're all like this. I probably wouldn't pay retail for this. Retail I think is like $189 or $199. It's not a bad statue. I don't think you'd be stupid to pay that. I just mean me personally. If I hadn't been able to get this at a pretty significant deal, I don't think I would have pulled the trigger. But anyway, it fits. It's a cool little eyepiece, something cool to look at if it goes on the shelf. And it's what's neat is, and you'll probably see it by the way the camera is, if you are looking a little bit up, she's looking down at you, and I don't know why that touch kind of makes it cooler to me, but it does. So yeah, there's the Vampirella statue I ordered, again, from the Women of Dynamite series, released just, I think, last week. So kind of a rarity. Again, I don't buy a lot of statues. Surrounding it are, on the left there, which we'll get to probably last, are the Vampirella Magazines from Warren. And on the right here are just the Vampirella comics I have. So I'll try to spend a little bit longer on that statue than I meant to, so maybe we'll cruise through these a little quicker. For those that don't know, this comic here is a reproduction of the original cover of Vampirella #1. I very much like to collect magazines, so I do, you'll see in a little while on the left side there, I do have some of the original Vampirella magazines. I have quite a few of the Warren magazines, Eerie and Creepy and the Spirit stuff. I have a lot of those. The Vampirella ones are surprisingly expensive. They're actually more expensive than the Creepy and the Eerie in terms of the first few. And Vampirella #1, I didn't look this up before the video, but I'm pretty sure it's like $1,500 or more in, top shape, which, I don't know, to me that's crazy talk, right? I can't pay that kind of money for a Vampirella magazine. Not to say it isn't worth it, but anyway, so this is the cover that would appear on Vampirella #1. It's a Frazetta cover, so, that's always A+. I'm not crazy about it. She looks, her form definitely varies with the artist, and here she almost has like an Asian theme to her, the way she looks, and that's kind of what they went with almost, I think it's intentional. But this is a Vampirella classic, reprint by Harris Comics. Harris did God, that glare is just ridiculous. Harris did a lot of reprints of the Warren stuff. So there's Vampirella Classics #1. Vampirella Classic #2, you can see, looking quite different here. The artist, again, she is one of those characters that morphs heavily depending on her artist. The only other Vampirella comics I have are actually the Dynamite series that just came out. I don't do a lot of modern. In fact, here soon I'm going to do a video on the few modern titles I do collect. Modern meaning, that are coming out today. I'm not a fan of a lot of the modern art or the writing. You probably gathered that if you watched my videos. I kind of make snide comments here and there. I shouldn't, because a lot of people enjoy them, and I do too occasionally, but for the most part I find the older stuff better. But I did get the new Dynamite Vampirella series, but I bought it for the covers. The artist, other than the #1, which I'll talk about in just a second, the artist for these is Jenny Frison, who I think is just absolutely the top female artist in the industry right now. She draws Red Sonja, she draws Vampirella, she draws for the Swords of Sorrow series as well that's going on currently. Her art is just top notch. She draws females like nobody else. She makes them powerful, impactful, just to be frank about it, she doesn't just make them be, sex symbols. She actually makes them inspiring looking almost. So you'll see in a few here. The reason the #1, I kind of said something, about that, or alluded to the fact that I wasn't happy about this. This #1 is not Jenny Frison. It's Art Adams, so, I can't cry too much, right? Art Adams is an amazing artist, but it's not a Jenny Frison cover. I don't want to pay the price on the Jenny Frison #1. It's about $10 on eBay. I don't like paying that much for modern books. I'll try to get it at a con or something. But so anyway, this is the Vampirella series from Dynamite. I'll kind of fly through these. But again, the #1 is not the cover artist I collect. I just picked this up to fill in because I was a little bit late on the series. Here we're getting into the Jenny Frison covers. You can just see, I know the view is not fantastic in that camera, especially with this glare going on here, but the Jenny Frison covers are just amazing. Vampirella 2, Vampirella 3, just absolutely amazing. Her art is pretty unique. I think, she's got almost an Alex Ross style. Everything looks very realistic, but she manages to make her females, like I said, I don't know. I don't want to go berserk here and look like a freak or anything, but I really do. That one in particular is very striking. I do really like Jenny Frison's art on the Vampirella series. I'm not usually a cover collector, but I did collect for cover in this case. The series itself was very mediocre in terms of the writing, which is Nancy Collins. I don't even know who that is. Very mediocre series. I really wouldn't recommend it for a read, but I would certainly recommend it for the covers alone. Jenny Frison also does the Red Sonja covers for Dynamite. I do collect those as well. Again, I just really think these Vampirella covers are out of sight here. They're on par with the Warren covers or better, honestly. I know that's like blasphemy to say that, but that is truly how I feel about it. Vampirella 12. And Vampirella 13. The series actually did end with Vampirella 13 here very recently, so I don't believe it's coming out anymore. The sales probably weren't very good because, frankly, the interior wasn't good. You know, let's just call it like it is. It was a cool series in terms of the idea. You know, Vampirella came back out of retirement, working for the church, and was a demon hunter. And I don't know, but it really derails quickly and didn't hold up very long. So yeah, I can't really recommend the series itself, but the cover art was amazing and kept me hooked. So it's pretty rare to say that I'll buy a book just on the cover alone, even when I know the interior is bad. Over here on the left side, so now to get to probably the good stuff, is the Warren Vampirellas. Let me move everything over just a bit. Warren, again, is a company that produced magazines in the 60s and 70s. Oh, that's terrible. That's just awful, isn't it? Forgive me, my friends. So yeah, Warren produced magazines in the 60s and 70s. They produced a lot of the coolest horror stuff out there. Creepy, eerie, and again, Vampirella. The earliest one I have here is number 15. The cover is just weird. I'm not even sure if that's supposed to be Vampirella or not. That's a real cool one, though. I like this one a lot. The thing about the thing about Vampirella early on is that she's from the planet Draculon, which is a planet where blood flows like water. I don't know. Super ridiculous, super over the top. That quickly was retconned, or I don't know how quickly, but that eventually they kind of dropped that part of it, and she just became an adventurer / horror mistress, I guess. I don't really know what else to say there. Jose Gonzalez is considered like the quintessential Vampirella artist. I do have a real cool 6-foot door poster of his. I've not convinced my wife to allow me to put that up yet. Still working on that. Vampirella 79, excuse me. One of my favorite covers. I really like that one. I like the cool, like Indian, like Hindu thing going on there, and I'm almost positive that's a Jose Gonzalez cover there. Real cool looking. Vampirella 88. Looks like a Frazetta cover. I don't like to prepare notes for these videos, so I probably am speaking out of turn here. It's probably not Frazetta. It's kind of late, but I don't know. It looks like a Frazetta cover, and I think it's amazing. That's a really great one there, Vampirella 88. Kind of a weird one, but again, I always like the dark covers a little bit better than the real bright covers, typically speaking. Got a cool, like, jackal head here. Yeah. As far as, I don't know, just to address it, as far as the way she dresses and that kind of thing, I mean, look, I'm a guy, guys collect comics, they're just pandering to their audience. Let's just, like I said earlier, let's just call it for what it is. Cool Vampirella goes underwater scene here. So, yeah, that's the Vampirella collection. I do hope to collect some more Vampirella Warrens in the future. I would definitely like to get the number 1 of the series over here with Jenny Frison art, again, who's the one who did all these amazing covers. And then I'd have the complete collection, But anyway, thanks for sticking with me, guys. I know this one was a little bit indulgent there. But yeah, for those of you Vampirella fans, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, guys.